Alrighty, that should be everything set up and good to go. Clearly, I shouldn't even worry about doing any sort of audio check to make sure everything's good to go. I should just launch straight into it, right? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. I has new toy. I want to check out how good the new toy is. Though, before I get started, I should probably explain what the heck this even is, especially since that my streaming audience, what little of it I have, tends to skew a bit younger. What exactly is this? Well, this right over here is the first FPS my family owned. And at the time, every FPS at the time was called a Doom clone, because, back when it was DOS, back when it was the first on the ground, why wouldn't you? That was the big name in town, even if Doom wasn't the first one. I believe Wolfenstein has that honor, but either way, because of that, here we are. And my thought was, you know what, I may as well show this off real quick, and then we can show off the fact that it got a remaster recently. So, why exactly am I making a big deal out of this? Well, let's jump right in. Welcome to what it originally looked like. Pretty old, right? Just a bit. Yeah, very much old-fashioned in that sense, but you know what? Here we are. And then, here we are! Welcome to Heretic, or what it used to look like. AJ, did you see my comment in the Discord? Hang on, why is that cut off a bit? Ah, heck. Why are you being like this? Okay, let's pop out this chat window. I'm gonna need to see it better than that. There we go. Did you see my comments on the Xenoblade last night? I saw it! Alright. So, welcome to what this game originally used to look like. As you would expect from a DOSBox game. In fact, let me put it this way, I haven't even touched my keyboard yet. Because this was back when shooters were still trying to figure things out, in a lot of ways. Rude! So you could navigate this whole thing using a mouse if you so desired. And I'm gonna need some ammo. I can use the arrow keys as always. Well, not arrow keys, I switched it to WASD, but still. Pretty much what you'd expect for a game that came out a year before I was born. Is this live or not? Yes, this is live. Hello. Let's see, audio balance looks good based on OBS, so we should be fine there. Funny it happened with Cassandra, so it's her fault. Pretty much. No one on the stream is gonna get that. Either way! I'm trying to remember what the interact button for this was. Was it? Hang on, I need to remind myself what the interact button was, because this is the other issue that you run into with this, is that if you aren't careful, you click something and... well... Alright, so the interact button, which one was it? Well, I can figure that out. Yeah, I probably should figure that out before I get too far along, but... was it this? Was it tab? No, tab is the map. There it is. Okay, it's F. Cool. And this is back when classic FPS required keys in order to move to the next area, with there being a degree of maze, well, with each map being, to some extent, a bit of a maze. In fact, I wouldn't have been able to get through this door until I found that key. Alright, more enemies. As you would expect. Okay, there's an enemy up there. And there are explicit buttons in order to look up. Random stream? There's not... well, there is something random about this, Lou. A remaster to the game I'm currently playing literally launched yesterday. And I found out about it at, I think, at 9 PM. So, I'm showing off the original. This is Heretic. Alright, I hear somebody over that way. Alright, who wants to die? Oh, jeez. Few too many. Alright. Anybody else? Alright, eventually I'll be able to show off the cool weapons once we move over to the remaster, but either way, carrying on. Anything in this area? Yeah, just a bit of extra ammo, that's always useful. Oh, jeez. Well, I'm playing dumb. This is totally not going to backfire on me when I get to showing off the remaster, eh? I think I'd be ready for this, given that I played a little bit on the main OS just to make sure it's working properly. Get back here! Okay. Need to interact to open that. And then down this way is the real fun stuff. Or one of the fun weapons, anyway. Just gotta get past these guys. I even have the evil laugh. I has the fancy. Let's go find something to hit it with. Come on. Give me someone to shoot at. Give me someone to shoot at. There we are. Hiya! Bit of a spread fire on this one. Quite useful. Quite useful. I keep wanting to hit E because that's what I'm used to. There's my excuse anyway. What's down this way? Oh! Danger, apparently. Die, sucker. Oh yeah, you're able to come out here, I forgot. I'm trying to remember if there's anything useful out here. Or if this was just... Oh right, you get these enemies thrown at you if you come out here. There we go, nice and easy. What's the BFG in this game? I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember. It's been too long. Have you played the new Doom expansion? Legacy of Rust? I have not. Doom is on the list to check out eventually. Alright, another one of these. Ow! Wow, that almost killed me. I'll have to be careful next time around. Alrighty, that should be good enough as an example for what this game used to be. Not too bad, I'd say. So yeah, that was what the game used to be like. What was the button to do this? Ah, whatever. There's another way to close this out, since I can't remember the button. There we go. So yeah, that's what the game used to look like, and you can still play it. It's up on GOG. As you can see, I've got my GOG games all laid out here. But here's the funny part. So for those of you not familiar with my channel might think, hang on, this is a weird interface. What is all this? Well, as part of the anticipation for Windows 10 support ending in about a month, or well, actually 2 months now, I'm going through my library to see how much of it survives the jump to Linux. And so I've been making good progress through it so far. I've got these games left to go. I've been making decent progress. Yesterday I hit everything remaining that required using the joystick, which turned out relatively well. Had some issues that I needed to work through for pretty much all of them, unfortunately, but... And that's been the funny part, with this being the GOG games left. I mean, the Steam ones, if we just go down the list real quick. Honestly, the Steam game's been doing pretty well. Everything you're seeing thus far works with some minor tampering. Then there's a few afterward that have issues of some stripe that I wasn't able to find an easy solution around. But then you look to GOG and there are less games, but also a lot less that I was able to get working with no issues. So, and some of the issues were severe. But either way. So that's been what I've primarily been occupying myself with when I'm not just doing the usual streaming stuff. And this game almost ended up being one of them, where it's a matter of, hang on, why is it saying MS-DOS? I'm going to go digging into the files for how they set this up. Hopefully this is the correct old file structure. Yeah, it looks about right. Let's see, is this in my... No, this is in my main instance. I thought I had a folder up. Okay, so this is what Lutris set up, and I'm sat there going, hang on. There should be a .lnk file in here showing that it properly installed. Lutris is something that I can use in order to try and set stuff up in Linux when it involves GOG or Steam or pretty much anything. You can see the stuff it supports over here, and it can just take a straight executable, which is how I ended up needing to actually install it for this one, because, my gosh. This one saw DOS files, got confused, thought it was a DOS game, and didn't try to apply Wine when it should have. So, I'm just going to have to go over here to what I set up with this. Should work. There we go. Lifetime Studios, you do good work. And there we are. This also includes another couple other games called Hexen, but I've not played Hexen or its expansion, or was it the sequel? Either way, I have not played these two, so we won't worry about that. I'll just show this one off. Now give me a second, I'm gonna mess with OBS real quick. Alrighty. Let me make sure that I get a window for this so that the video's good. Alright, window capture. Probably should have set this up earlier so that it defaults to this, but wait, nope, that's the folder. There we are. Good boy. Alrighty. Yep, mouse support's good. What's Chat been up to while I've been at this? Anything important I need to see to before we move on? Let's see. Belated congratulations on that rite of passage. Oh boy. What else is Chat been up to? Was this tomorrow's stream, or is there one? Yep, there'll still be a stream tomorrow. Let's see, they gave Doomguy a flamethrower in that expansion and added new enemies. Oh boy. What's the stream tomorrow? I announced it in the Variety Night that I posted last week, so go check that. That's the short version. Either way, so let's see how this game fares now that it has, well, okay, Also, why? Yeah, we'll just keep it simple for now. Bring us them honest. Much nicer to look at. Brought all the textures to HD, gave it proper FPS control, although it feels like it's having me do the run by default. I think I noticed that while looking at this. Unlock all cheats? Oh boy. Could take away the crosshair if I wanted to by the looks of it. Interesting. Alright, what else do I have in here? Input. Invert look, that's useful. Oh yeah, if I'm using a controller, that's useful. Oh yeah, enable vertical look. Yeah, because that was something you had to use a button for initially. TLDR, give me the TLDR. It's at the very end of the video. I'm not gonna be... Yeah, don't be that lazy. Come on, man. Let's see. Actually, is it in the controllers, perhaps? Okay, so... Well, it's got that as a toggle. I guess I can hold it down if I need to be a little slower, so I can get the normal speed. I guess they're assuming that I don't want to stick around. I wonder if people generally, when they're playing these games, just keep sprint held down anyway, regardless. Yeah, it's possible, to be fair. Kind of... Well, I can go digging to see if I can switch it around later, right? Yep, there it is. Alrighty. Yep, there's needing the yellow key. Let's go grab that real quick. It's so beautiful! And there's it using E as the quote-unquote standard interact key now. Alright, I hear you. There we go. Whoop! Right, sprint's still active. There we go. Pretty much same deal as you've seen already. Let's see if I can barrel through this level a bit faster. And then proper means to adjust the weapons at hand. So if I need to rely on just hitting things, I can. What have you been up to, chat? Let's see. Oh, obligatory mention of Silksong because of the indie showcase? Well, I guess it's fitting given the circumstances. Honestly, part of me wonders if it is even development hell. I was actually talking to a friend about this yesterday because there was some curiosity because, hey, it was 2019 when it was first announced, and then we heard in 2022 that, hey, releasing this year, and then didn't end up happening. Honestly, it surprises me and doesn't surprise me at the same time, if that makes any sense. No, it probably doesn't. So, let's see. How do I explain it? Oh, hello. So, when I think about it, it's only 3 people involved at Team Cherry, plus whatever playtesters they have. And if you look at how big Hollow Knight ended up being, as far as the map size, if they're trying to do something equivalent in Silksong, it would not at all surprise me that it is just taking them as long as it is. Because this is something I noticed when I first played Hollow Knight back in, I think, 2020. Right, this whole bit again. Got surprised again. What is wrong with me? What isn't wrong with me, to be fair, but... There we go. So, what I noticed then is that... Hang on a minute. Okay, I finally reached the last area. There's nothing more that I can explore through here. There's totally nothing else that I'm gonna worry about. And wait, there's another giant area. That's what I kept running into when I was playing Hollow Knight originally. That's what I kept thinking as I was going through it. And so my thought was, oh, if you're trying to create that same thing initially, and it took you however long in order to get it going for the base game, well, for the original game, I should say, it does not at all surprise me that it's taken a while, especially if there's been any concern, because, I mean, the difficulty they're going to run into no matter what is, how do you follow up? That really is going to be the trick, regardless of what they end up doing, so I do not blame them for taking their time on this. Not at all. I feel Silksong suffer from scope creep. Yeah, I think that's really all it is. I think it's just scope creep. Alrighty. New level. Remember, actually, remind me. There's the option to... Oh yeah. Fallback soundtrack. Interesting. Huh. I didn't realize there would be a difference, although, I guess with old school MIDI files back in the day, I suppose there was now that I think about it. Because it depended on how the MIDI files were read in, given that it was MIDI and not something more static like MP3. No matter. Let's see. Hello. Goodbye. Probably shouldn't waste that ammo on it. That's the good stuff. Alrighty. So this is going to require a yellow key. Very well. Oh yeah, they started putting the keys on the maps with this iteration. I noticed that when I was trying this out on the main OS before starting this up. Oh, hang on, where'd that come from? Is that transparent? Ow. Okay, that's actually starting to hurt. Actually, what's the key for using that item there? Input. That's the keyboard. Okay, there's the... Oh, quick load is on my record hotkey? Oh boy. Maybe I should have switched to Wayland after all. Let's see... Use inventory. Okay, it's Q. That's random. Cool. Alright, in case I need it. Actually, at this point, probably easier to... Well, that was the projectile I got hit by. Fair enough. Anybody else? Oh, okay, there's a lot of here, isn't there? Alrighty. What would it take for you to play a game you don't like? What would it take for me to do that? It would depend on the reason why I don't like the game. Because I can largely live with, well, I mean, I'm playing Engage right now, while still working my way through a maddening run. So I guess in that sense, I can't say too much, but... In that one, at this point, it's mostly spite, if I'm honest. Just to say, okay, I'm going to examine the hell out of this and point out exactly what's going wrong here, while still appreciating the gameplay component. So... for a game I hate, though... Oh, hello! Yeah, go away. Where'd you go? There you go. Alright, that looks like everything down this way. Alright, this just leads back out here. Cool. Alright. Ooh. Grab. This was my favorite weapon when I played this originally. I think it was purely based on the sound effects, too. I don't remember why I liked it so much, but I'm sure we will dig into that. Let's see, where do I need to go next? Let's see, I remember there being some sort of secret associated with that area my cursor's pointed to. Let's see if I can get over there. I think there's a secret through here? Yes, there is. Cool. Welcome to Classic FPS. What would it take for you to play Superman 4 even as a joke stream? How long do I have to play it? Okay, oh, there's one. Ow. Is it the most efficient weapon? Maybe not. But who cares? It sounds cool. Yeah, I haven't burned this much ammo. Well, this kind of ammo in a bit. There we go. Oh, jeez. I thought I was out of range. Apparently not. Oh, hello. Just hang back here and blast you. Boom. There we go. To beat the entire game? Hell no. That is a hell no from me. It would need to be... well... let me put it this way. If I were doing this professionally as my day job, I could justify it. Because then it's just one part of my day. As a hobbyist, I have the... well, as a hobbyist, I have the opportunity to be much more choosy. Let's just put it that way. There we go. I swore there was something down this way, but I might be wrong. Yeah, it looks like I am. Even for money, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, let that blow up everything through there. Grab the good stuff. Maybe that's why they keep sprint on. shoot the wall. I'm not playing Descent right now. Well, the door, I should say. Am I not able to hit? Oh, jeez! Good thing I didn't choose the higher difficulty. Very good thing I didn't choose the higher difficulty. And everybody? Looks like it. Cool. Alright. I'm not asking you to do it, I just want to know your limits. Well, my feeling is, if it's a bad game or a game I know I wouldn't like, there need to be some other reason for it. Such as, it has this fascinating history associated with it that I personally am invested in. Such as with Fire Emblem Engage. Given that, hey, really like Three Houses, really like the GBA entries, but this one was not to my liking. Let's dig into this. And it's not as if I went in, well, I went in skeptical, but I didn't go in wanting to hate it necessarily. Alright, so that drops down. I believe I can use that to get up here as well. Yep. Alright. This is where you hold down shift to slow down. Alrighty. So now that I have the green key, drop down. Sup. There we are. Oh, and of course you darkened the place. Alright, load him up. Thank you, Twitch. Anybody else that needs a murdering? Doesn't look it. Alrighty. Looks to be everything. Unless there's... Hello. I don't remember running into this before. Okay. May as well just use the wand for this one since it's just the flyers. We should play the 3DS Fire Emblems? Yeah, I think it's worth doing at some point, though. Oh, looks like I'm about to lose the torch. Alright, doesn't matter. Cool. And it just leads back out here. Sweet. Make sure I grabbed everything of import. Yeah, it looks like I did. There we go. Alright, where to next? Did I miss something over that way? Anything interesting? Ooh! That's a flying power-up. That's very useful. Or if you just want to be silly, honestly. Good for that, too. Alright, now that I have the blue key. Oh. Interesting. I don't remember how I get up there, or what that does. I guess I can show off the flyer, then. Silver shield. I'm trying to remember what you do. Hang on. Oh, jeez. Let's not be in there. This is a silly place. There we go. Something over here I missed? Picked up a map a while ago, but I'm trying to think of how I would get there. Is that somewhere... looks like it's tucked away in here, huh? There we are. Ring of Invincibility. Ooh, that's useful. Good thing I went looking. Alright, looks like I'm about to lose the flying power-up, but that's okay. Anybody else? Oh boy. They really like their shadows, don't they? Oh! There we go. Alright, I think that's everything that I care to look at. Might be a little bit tucked away in a corner here and there, but that'll do. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's see, this doesn't need to be a long stream. I guess we can go a couple more levels, maybe check out one of the new ones and then call it a day. Alright. Would you care to die? Thank you. Maybe I should have saved the flying power-up for here. Oh, wait, hang on. Isn't it a bit early for them to have their ranged attack? Eh. Is that just because I didn't choose the default difficulty? That could be, to be fair. And it's not every single one of these anyway. It's early for you to get that power up too. Hello. No. I can't get there yet. And go this way. Hello. Let me grab the power-ups real quick. I think they threw a few enemies at me. Oh boy. There we go. Time bomb of the ancients, huh? Alright, is that everything, I think? Yeah, close to it. There we go. Take that, sucker. Right, I forgot, that's a homing projectile, too. I don't know why, that projectile always freaked me out when I was younger. Oh, jeez, that's acid. Okay, don't step there. I wonder. Worth the hit. That's that guy. What's Chapin up to? I feel the 3DS Fire Emblem makes more sense as a Fire Emblem comparison due to them being the last Fire Emblem only made by Intelligent Systems. Yeah, I am aware, but, well, that's actually part of the script, in fact, because I do like the GBA entries, and, I mean, I didn't have any nostalgia for the Blazing Blade, and Lightning Blade has some issues with what I have played of it, to be fair, but the argument that I'm going to be making in my video on Engage is that, like it or not, Three Houses was a defining entry for the genre. So, even if it may not be a fair comparison, quote-unquote, it is still a comparison people are going to make because it is the most recent mainline entry. An unfortunate fact, perhaps, for Intelligent Systems, and if memory serves, Koei Tecmo did offer support for Engage as well. They just didn't have as much of a hand in the writing aspect. So, I don't know. I don't think it's the best argument. Why is that not opened up? Wait, let me get the Dragon Claw from the other side? No! Oh, lovely, now we've got a bunch of them. Ow. Was I freaked out by those? They don't even do a lot of damage. No matter. Grab the ammo. Okay. Got everything of import through here. Looks like it. So then we'll have the... Alright, so nothing new there. Alright, so we need green key to get through that. What lies within? More of these guys, huh? Okay. I'm standing back and getting out the big gun. Walked right into that one. There we go. And I get a ton of ammo back for that, which is very much appreciated. Grab this real quick. Let's see. I wonder what the next retro game on the review channel will be. I haven't decided yet. There's a few options I can pick from. Honestly, given the circumstances, I could use this as an excuse to make a video on Heretic. It's been a while since I've reviewed an FPS on there. That could be fun. Oh right, the morph. Oh right, the morph Ovum. Oh, this one's funny. Hang on. There are some enemies I can't use this on, and you will find out why in short order. Hang on, I need to find someone to use the morph Ovum on. I mean, the text may have told you if you were paying close attention to it, but oh boy. I need to show that off. I would say do a platformer? I don't know how useful my opinion on a platformer would necessarily be is the thing. And that's what usually holds me back when it comes to videos nowadays, since there's so many potential topics I could focus on, so it's a matter of, okay, how much do I care about this is one aspect, and the other aspect is, do I have something unique to say? And I guess that would be the question for this one as well. Do I have something unique to say on it? Ooh, invincibility, useful. Excuse me while I grab up all the ammo. That would be ironic if I went for that. Not quite damaged enough to justify it right now. I can't get in there, huh? That is the green key location, and it sounds like there are enemies through there too. That probably opens the way. Anything of note through here? Yes. Alright. Boom! You are chickens! And now you are no more! Wait, who's hitting me? I'm really getting tired of those little guys. Okay, so that guy's dead. Ow. Why did I run right into that? I should find a way to disable the sprint. Well, stop making the sprint default. Come out here so I can oh, thank you! I was gonna say come out here so I can swat you, and you did it for me. I prefer a sheep gun. You need to broaden your horizons? I don't think I need to. You should see... I've got all kinds of games that I'll be looking at for the Linux video that I've busted out. I don't think my horizons are necessarily a problem right now. It couldn't hurt in some aspects, but still. Anybody else? Oh, you're still alive. Come into my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Unfortunately for it, the fly came in with magic. And murderous intent. There we go. Ooh, another torch. Useful. Okay, still don't have an easy way to get in there right now. They added a choir to this track? Neat. That looks useful. Does that open? Actually, I hit a couple different switches that should have opened the way to... Okay, I heard that. Where is he? Well, there's one. Knock you out real quick, before you get any ideas. Oh, hey, that opened the way. Where's this lead? Huh, looks like I can get back to it. Okay. Oh, strong current on this water. And I'm about to run out of... Yeah, okay, if I'm running out of claw ammo, let's just run through this real quick. What was that? Did you gonna go stand up on here and grab all the ammo. Oh, lovely. They gave me something to use the ammo on. How courteous of them. How magnanimous. Now die. Oh, that's a lot of claw ammo. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna have fun with this game now. Probably could have gotten away with a harder difficulty setting, but for just showcasing the game, this is fine. Now, still need the green key. Let's see, I think this was the way over to that main chamber. Yeah, I should be able to get in here now, right? Yeesh. Heard enemies when I was going through here. Nice and simple. I wonder why this is still clamped down. Doesn't look like there's anything actually, that looks like that might be related to a secret, but I can explore that on my own time. Let's see. Yeah, we'll finish out this level, then I can see the chat and call it a day. This didn't need to be a super long stream anyway, since it's more impromptu. Oh yeah, it's still doing its thing. Okay, where are the enemies? Come on. There's some. Looks like not all of them have that power up yet. Hang on, is this a timed thing? Oh, shoot. Yes, it's a timed thing. Yeah, that'll do. Fair enough. Alrighty. Go ahead and make a save here. And we'll call it there. Alrighty. That'll do. Actually, do I want to see one of the new levels, maybe? Trying to think of where these I wonder what kind of story they would have for these. Oh well, I can always explore these later, I suppose. Either way, that'll be all for now. So, let me just see what chat's been up to while I've been at this, and then we'll go ahead and do a wrap. Well, go ahead and wrap everything up. You almost never can go wrong with a Doom-like game? Yeah, pretty much. Good stuff. Let's see, Spyro, you're recommending Spyro 1 if I'm going to do another nostalgia one? Also credit one of the first games with a level of detail system? I'd be curious to know what you mean by that. I just want to see you do a platformer because many are really good. Fair enough. I mean, that was sort of the point of Cuphead, to be fair. Just to do something different. You know, a Sonic fan game made in a modified version of the... What? The Doom engine? Why? Honestly, I have no nostalgia for PC gaming due to growing up with a PC. Well, good thing this was for me. This was a stream for me. I was very curious to see how it shook out, and honestly, I'm kind of surprised too, because they practically gave this to me. Well, they literally gave this to me because I had already bought this on GOG. So, it took a bit of setup in order to get that sorted, but either way, I guess I can remove that. So, the original can go here. There we go. Add that in. Whoops. There we go. Either way, no complaints. No complaints. I'm used to this sort of tinkering by now. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, level of detail is referring to 3D modeling? Okay, fair enough. Either way, so, that having been seen to, is there anything else I want to worry about before calling it here? Yeah, we can just keep it short and sweet. So, as far as future stuff, let's see, most of my focus right now is going to continue being on the Linux video for the review channel. It's coming along quite nicely. I've got, as you saw, a decent number of games still remaining, and that's what I'll be doing for a decent amount until most likely end of next week. That's what I'm anticipating anyway. So, that's going to be keeping me well occupied. I was hoping that I'd be able to start weekday streaming after I was done going through all of that, but at this point, I'll probably want to keep my focus on just keep myself hunkered down in an editing dungeon instead, because there's going to be a lot that I need to get through. Actually, I may as well pull it up real quick. Let me pull one of these off to the side so I can bring it up properly, because you don't need to see the script for the video. What's the word count on it right now? Oh crap, it crossed 12,000. Yeah, if I want this done by end of September, and this is going to be an hour-long video, oof, it's going to be a lot. So, my focus right now is getting that done because this is a video that's more time sensitive, given that if I want it to be useful for the people I'm making it for, i.e. people who may not want to upgrade, may not be able to upgrade to Windows 11, I gotta get it in a couple weeks before the deadline. So, getting this video done is going to be the most important task for me over the next month and a half. Fortunately, by the time I'm done or close to it, we'll have finished up the Xenoblade 2 Let's Play. Wow, my voice is breaking up, jeez. I mean, I did have a bit of congestion as a secondary infection to something else, but ugh. To be fair, I have been off kilter the last couple of days because of that, but either way. All that to say, what matters now is, at least for this channel, we're going to keep going ahead with the usual shenanigans on Saturdays. As said by chat, as announced last week, the video game that we'll be looking at tomorrow for our Saturday time slot is going to be Deltarune. So we'll go through that, and then I can figure out what to do afterward. Alrighty, that should be everything of import from me. So, thank you for joining me on this little adventure, and I'm going to jump back in and try and test a couple of these out. Let's see, what do I feel like? I've still got the Tomb Raider remasters to deal with, but I still have to look at my original copy of 3. Well, I'll get through it. Either way, regardless of that, thank you all for stopping by, and I will see you all later.